What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another UFO 50 daily bingo line. Apologies for the delay, but I've been rather busy these past 2 weeks, and in fairness, I'm still busy, but Season 3 of UFO 50 Bingo League has officially started, and I need to practice. And so, regardless of how busy I may be, I will find the time to do these daily bingos, as one needs to learn. One needs to learn. There are new things on the horizon, new things to practice, new things to try out. And so I think that's what we're going to try to focus on. If there's something that I'm not quite sure how to do, I think we're going to try to find a line that incorporates it, even if it takes longer than usual. That'll be the goal for now. Let's see what today's board has in store for us. In 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, and I'm just realizing now that the 1 minute timer was not set on my live split, so it is what it is. Okay. So for Melda, so camouflage stuff, this could be good to know. And I would like to combine it with Rock Hunt. I don't want to do Gold Disc 4 games on this card, though. Vanger, defeat a boss, 2 levels in 6 games. I'm not upset with top right, bottom left in terms of learning. Told would take too long, so that's no good. Best wishes is pretty easy. I'm not too worried about that. It's one of the few party house goals I know how to do. Damn, there's a lot of Alphazars on this card. Yeah, if it comes to stuff I don't necessarily know how to do, I want to do the camouflage one. I'm going to try to combine it with the new levels version goal. We're going to starting in 3, 2, 1, go. Alright, I'm going to start with Vanger. Defeat a boss. This is not a major boss. This is just any boss in Vanger, so it's actually one of the easier goals, I believe. Now, 2 levels in 6 games on this card. I do wonder. So we're gonna do that with Camouflage. We're gonna do that with Kick Club. We're gonna do that with Campanella. Then we have to find 3 more games after that. Shouldn't be too bad. I think literally all the Campanella games are mentioned, so Campanella 1 should be pretty good. I'm going to focus on actually doing this boss goal. So again, this is a brand new goal, I believe. This might be, it's probably easy. I think this is like the fastest thing you can do in Vanger other than getting the heat mod. Go down here. Fortunately, that frog got in the way. There's some movement you can. There's also a little trick you can do there to. I think you can skip having to deal with both of those with a cute little damage boost. I'm gonna go here just for the health, but we're actually not getting the heat mod. It is faster to defeat 1 boss without the heat mod. I didn't mean to do that. And I believe the boss is right here, if I'm not mistaken. Yes. So this is boss 1 in Vanger. Well, one of the bosses in Vanger. So certainly the first boss the player can actually, like, fight. The difference is we're not fighting it with the heat mod. So I do need to be a little bit careful about my health, because we're doing less damage. But it's still faster than getting the heat mod. And there we go. It's going to be defeat a boss. Okay, we're going to do Kick Club, 10 Hidden Desserts. This will take a little while. I believe the earliest level you can actually mark this off in is 2-7, something like that. But we will get our 2 levels that we need for one of the 6 games. So there's not much to be doing here. We just have to remember where the hidden desserts are, which I'm hoping I do. I think when it comes to the early game hidden desserts, I generally know. So the first one is right here, this chocolate bar. That's 1. And that marks 2 levels on one of the 6 games already. Kick Club is one of the fastest levels game. This, Pin Golf, Campanella 1. I think those are basically the levels trifecta. There's a hidden dessert. I actually got the other hidden dessert on the other side as well, although it spawned and I got it instantly, so you couldn't see it. But that is 3 now. Many levels actually have 2 hidden desserts kind of in symmetrical positions. So if you find one, and it's like not in the middle, generally you got pretty good odds. Like there's one on the other side of the level in the same spot. The big levels point, points level rather, levels point. As usual, I may not be the best at talking. That being said, points don't matter right now. We're still only at 3. There's not that many hidden desserts in this game. Oops. I don't think there's one on this one, right? Yeah, no, there isn't. Here, I think there's one in the middle. Yeah, right there. So that's 4. There was one, like, right there. And then this one has 2. I love doing, like, wraparound shots like that. So there's one there, and then obviously, as we mentioned, there's going to be one on the other side, too. There we go. And as always, finishing my levels. If you're the guy, you want to finish your levels as close as possible to the top left. Well, not exactly, but it's a good general rule. And then if you're the girl, you want to finish in the top right for the fastest level transition. So we're at 6 hidden desserts right now. I don't believe there's anything around here. Yeah, finishing in the top left on this one is pretty tricky. You gotta do like a wraparound at the precise time. I thought there was one somewhere around here. I suppose not. Well, if you have to go a bit further because I forgot one, then so be it. Okay, got that one. I thought there was one around here, so that's 7. The classic ceiling burger. Many such sights. I'm fairly sure I missed hidden desserts. I think I should be at 9. So we're definitely going to do a little bit more Kit Club than we should be doing. Yeah, because normally you finish on this one. There's 2 desserts on this one, so you're normally at 9, and then you get to 11 from here. There's one there. Oops. And there was another one right there. Alright, then... So yeah, normally you would be at 10 here, but I did definitely miss something, so we're gonna keep going and see if we can find something. I think the next one definitely has one. Is there maybe one around here? Doesn't look like it. So we're just gonna get our number 10 over here. Gonna bait a shot. And that's 10. Alright, we are now going to do Campanella 3. As I mark off the 10 hidden desserts. That didn't take too much longer, but it was a bit of a waste of time. Now, we do have to go all the way to Wave C here. Stage C. So what we're going to do we're going to make sure that at least one of the enemies on each level gets going, because we don't actually want to be getting the bonus game. So we're going to make sure that at least one thing escapes every single time, and then we're going to make sure to defeat the enemies as fast as possible otherwise, to finish the waves as fast as possible. Like so. Otherwise the OK would only appear after the last enemy had left. Oops. Oh, there's a couple enemies out. We're also going to make sure that we don't touch an enemy. That would be bad for our situation. It's mostly worth remembering, like, general enemy positions, and especially how the last layout is for each stage. The last layout is the one thing that you really gotta get out of the way. You're gonna let these enemies go by. I've played a lot of Camp Vanilla 3, so I basically know where every single enemy is gonna spawn by now, but even just knowing this very last one is going to help you save a bunch of time. Let that one enemy go away. Yep. Like, I'm being efficient at killing these enemies, but none of this actually matters. It's only at the very end that actually matters. I guess it matters if you're trying to get star waves, but if you're aiming for speed, then just the end is good enough. Everyone's favorite, it's Galbrain. Follow him as closely as possible. Don't try to go too far ahead of Galbrain, because they might turn around. I have a tendency to do that. Alright, no bonus, that's what we wanted. Stage B. I have to find some levels. I don't want to, like, let these worms escape, because if the worm reaches you, then they spawn a bunch of bullets, and it's not great. We're gonna let this one enemy escape. Yeah, that was sketchy. These worms are easily the #1 enemy you don't want to let get away. And that was also a bit sketchy at the end. Well, not sketchy, but sloppy, rather. I'm gonna let that one on the left escape. I'm pretty sure, like, just about every single end pattern can be destroyed before it reaches you. Make sure to get those turrets before they can really get going, otherwise, I mean, the more stuff you have to deal with, the more in danger you are. So getting rid of threats as they arrive is ideal. I gotta think of games to do 2 levels in. I'm gonna let some of these green guys here escape. Yeah, these ones. Could do Alphazars. Big Bell should be pretty fast. Camp 2 might not be that bad. I'd like to think of something else, though. Block Koala, I guess. Yeah, that might actually do it. Robopoke, you basically just want to constantly hold down the main fire button, and then just, like, do these little taps to the side to keep the pokes away. It might sound a little inefficient because you're wasting some shots to the side, but I guarantee you it's way better than trying to actually dodge those fists. Alright, here we need 3 star waves, so either full clear or none clear. We're going to be going for full clear. I don't think Stage C is particularly difficult to full clear. You gotta watch out for these blue enemies that will fire retaliation shots. That's like the big thing. Also, obviously, if you're going for 0%, it's going to be slower than 100%. We always aim for speed here. Oh yeah, and also I didn't mention it, but we did do 2 levels here a long time ago. Once we finished Wave 2 in Stage A. That's our second one. Now we just need to get the third one. This is the constrained part. Not too bad, but it can be a little tricky to manage at times. Especially because you can't see much there. And here you have the bullets to deal with as well. And that's 3-star waves. Okay, we're gonna go do Block Koala. We need to do some levels in some games. I'm gonna start with 1, the classic. As slow as Block Koala usually is, if it's 2 levels, I think it's gonna come out on top of most other stuff on this card. The first 2 levels are notoriously very fast. Is there something that I missed, or am I actually going to Big Bell? I think I am. I'm going to Big Bell. Level 2, also extremely fast to teach you about number go up. It says you win counts. I believe, actually, don't take my word for that, but I'm pretty sure when it says you win, you can mark the level off. You can mark it as having completed 2 levels. Alright, Big Bell, we're gonna do 2 races. Not much to talk about here, we're Big Bell racing. That could be the catchphrase for Big Bell Race. Or Big Bell Racing, I like it. Trying not to die, because dying is slow. The hitbox on this fire is so small. I did receive the UFO 50 companion book. I had ordered it. One of the favorite things of mine that has come out of that book is the little mines that you place in Big Bell Race are actually called pickle bombs. I'm very fond of that. Oh, that Big Bell was definitely stuck. I don't think we're gonna get a boost out of that, but yeah, it is what it is. Now, I do need to make some space here, otherwise they're gonna slash me into oblivion. And I'm not talking about the Elder Scrolls. After this, we're gonna go to Campanella 1, then we're gonna wrap it up with a little camouflage action. Oh, pickle bomb. Alright, Camp 1. This is going to be game number 5 for the levels goal. Aw, heck. Alright, and now Perform. Elda. So now we need all collectibles on level 5. This is one of the easiest levels, actually. To get 3 out of 3 on. That's 1, that's 2, and that's 3, and we're out. And now 10, 12, and 13 I'm less sure about, so we'll see what they are as we get to them. This is going to be a bit of a fumbling around for sure. 9, you're 11, so you're 10. I have learned this at some point in the past. It's been a minute. I don't think I'm going to be able to remember. Wait, that's wrong. Can you eat me and then just take me back a couple steps? I'm gonna have to figure out something here. I think we're gonna have to start over. I knew I made a mistake here. It's useful to check the lines aside every now and often. Whatever the saying is, I know I butchered it there. Yeah, I was being stupid there. I knew it was like fairly simple to get this. I don't know why I couldn't figure it out. Okay, then you gotta do this to get rock. So you can pick this little guy up. It's actually one of the levels I learned for 70%. The old Season 2 goal, which I'm not sure is still around. It probably still is, but it's 70% completion in camouflage. I did actually learn the 3 out of 3 on this, so that's... It was in my memory. These next two I'm not too sure about. Okay, Dry Gulch... No, that's actually fine. This one is mostly just you gotta be aware that the first thing you need to do is actually to get this thing. This little critter here. If you try to go for him after you wet the lands, it's not very possible. I'm going to go back down through here. Alright, and also we have definitely beaten 2 levels in 6 games on this card now, so I'm going to mark it off. And now for level 13. I may have learned this in the past. It's been a while. This is going to be a bit of fumbling around for sure. For now, we need to make it over to the right side of the level. Probably should have just run through, actually. Here, I need to be rock. Okay, I actually need to go back through here. And then make it through this, and then down here. Back to this so we can sand the lands. And down we go. And And that is 3 out of 3 collectibles on those 4 levels. Thankfully, I did learn quite a lot of camouflage. This is fine. I'm actually worse at, like, if you asked me to do this one, I would be a little bit more confused. And if you asked me to do these levels down here, I would be a little bit more confused. So 5, 10, 12, and 13 actually wound up being pretty good for me. But yeah, that's some of the new Season 3 stuff. Hope you enjoy the changes. And I'll be hopefully back a little more often. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next line.